Good morning. Welcome to this Unitarian Universalist Coastside Community Sunday service. I'm Laurel Frischman, and along with Dave Rudiger and Bill Hevlin, we are your restorative worship associates today. A very warm welcome to those visiting us for the first time, to our friends joining us over Zoom, and to those of you who attend regularly. If you are here for the first time, we would love to meet you. If you'd like to raise your hand and introduce yourself, we'd love to meet you. Anybody here for the first time? Ever? Or sort of. Well, welcome. Unitarian Universalism stands among the liberal faith traditions of our nation. As a denomination, not just this congregation, but all our congregations, UU advocates for LGBTQ rights, reproductive rights, civil rights, affordable housing, and climate justice, as we work together to promote social justice and to repair this world. Today, we are warmly welcoming back Ronnie Boyd to the UUCC pulpit. Her sermon is entitled, Do You Believe in Magic? Spirits for the New Year. 2025 is asking us to believe in magic in a big way, especially post-January 20th. Ronnie invites us to consider how we can call on the spirits of the life all around us to motivate and inspire us and bring hope and change in the new year.
Our opening words today is from Kathleen McTeague, and it's called, This Place is a Sanctuary. You who are brokenhearted, who woke up today with the winds of despair whistling through your mind, come in. You who are brave but wounded, limping through life and hurting every step, come in. You who are fearful, who live with shadows hovering over your shoulders, come in. This place is a sanctuary, and it is for you. You who are filled with happiness, whose abundance overflows, come in. You who walk through your world with lightness and grace, who awoke this morning with strength and hope, you who have everything to give, come in. This place is your calling, a riverbank to channel the sweet waters of your life, the place where you are called by the world's need. Here we offer in love. Here we receive in gratitude. Here we make a circle from the great gifts of breath, attention, and purpose. Come in. By the Reverend Angela Herrera, and the title is Your Broken Heart, and the words are in your order of service. Don't leave your broken heart at the door. Bring it to the altar of life. Don't leave your anger behind. It has high standards, and the world needs vision. Bring them with you, and your joy and your passion. Bring your loving and your courage and your conviction. Bring your need for healing and your power to heal. There is work to do, and you have all that you need to do it right here in this room.
This reading is entitled, I Have Walked That Long Road to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of that glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can only rest for a moment, for with freedom come responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended.
It is my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today, Ronnie Boyd. Ronnie is a third-year student at Star King School for the Ministry in the Master of Divinity program. Ronnie organizes with Bay Area Drum, which is the Diverse, Revolutionary, Unitarian Universalist Multicultural Ministries, and works to connect UUs and UU congregations to social justice movements. Her diverse background includes organizing for police and prison abolition and advocating for public education reform. Housing justice work brought her to the Bay Area, and she is always looking for her next adventure. Welcome, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So 2024 was quite the year for many of us. It definitely was for me. A queer grief counselor I follow on Instagram said that the two main things that she saw that year were grief and gratitude. Those two things can go hand in hand when dealing with ongoing loss and trauma that seem to signify a lot of 2024. Some lost their homes, with homelessness increasing by 18% across the country. Some lost their family members to illness and tragedy, while others lost access to income, jobs, and stability as the market changed. Others of us started beautiful new relationships, bought homes, had children, even were able to invest in their futures. Overall, it was a mixed bag with 50% grief, 50% gratitude. A balanced year isn't always something we pray for, but it's what we got. As we take a turn and move into the new year, I want to know less about your resolutions and more about your beliefs. Particularly, do you believe in magic? I want to know if you believe in the things unseen, if you believe in supernatural things, the power to influence events through forces not seen. Do you believe in the enchanted things that show themselves more through effect than through cause? I ask this because magic is what we're going to need in 2025. I had a conversation with my ancestors. Yes, I speak to my ancestors often. And they let me know it's time to pull out the big guns, so to speak. We're looking toward a year with great possibility if we believe and trust each other, or we could have a year where we have resigned ourselves to defeat before we've even started. What we know throughout history is that magic can solve our problems. Harriet Tubman, a person I admire, used to have seizures, and she believed that these seizures gave her messages from God on how to lead her people to freedom. This is magic. Whether this is scientifically proven remains to be seen, but the effects of her work remain clear and evident. One of my favorite genres of film and TV is science fiction and fantasy. Sometimes the writing will move into the spiritual realm, and I always find it fascinating when it does. Recently, I watched a film called Fast Color about an African-American girl who has seizures that trigger supernatural earthquakes. Quite the power. Her mother and her daughter also have powers where they can take things apart with their minds and put them back together again. The conflict in the story is that the family is hiding from scientists who wish to do experiments on them. They are lucky enough to be protected by their father, who is a police officer, but he has no powers of his own. At the climax of the film, they are arrested and put in jail for their powers. The daughter, a mere 7 years old, disassembles the bars and doors of the jail and breaks them out into safety. You see how her magic, her ability to take things apart with her mind, solved her problems. We can solve ours too and repair any damage that comes behind. We're heading not only into a new year with new opportunities for growth as a church community, we're also entering a new fascist regime nationally that will undoubtedly affect our communities. Many of us spent Biden's administration trying to repair Trump's administration, repair from Trump's administration. I would be naive to say that there wouldn't be any repair that needs to happen now and in the future. The magic we so desperately need in this new world order where our problems will need new solutions requires that we repair our relationships with ourselves and each other. Some people have the power to camouflage so they can move in and out of spaces without being detected, a useful power to have. Other people are flexible enough so they can stretch so far without damaging themselves. And we all know about Jesus, walking on water, turning water into wine, all uses of magic to solve our problems. But we must stay open to awe. One of the delightful natures about magic is that it surprises you. It catches your attention, catches you off guard. One of the most magical things I've seen is when a butterfly gets its wings. Watching the process from beginning to end, I am in awe. It feels like magic. To be in the presence of magic brings us back to when we were children, wanting to believe that doves can disappear, that people can be sawed in half and put back together again, and that the card you chose was the same card the magician selected. It's not about believing in magic, but about the desire to believe in it, that we can affect things beyond the physical world, that somehow as humans, we can connect with other realms. I wonder, how can we repair our relationship with awe? I'm a younger adult, and I would like to believe that that I can somewhat remember what it was like before venturing into adulthood. I remember how we allow children to have imaginations, but we don't necessarily encourage that in adults. One word that comes to mind from adulthood is practical. Do what is practical. But magic isn't practical. And by the time you're an adult, the magic of awe has worn off. This makes repair challenging. We must remember to rejoice with awe. Perhaps a baby being born is an awe we still enjoy. or someone overcoming illness. To look at the world through the eyes of a child could help bring appreciation of awe back. Or maybe a sunset or a sunrise. We must remember the things that take our breath away and harness magical power they hold. As we move into this new year, I pray for a more gentle, loving kindness and commitment to magic. So, do you believe in magic? I do. I believe in its many layers, manifestations. I believe in its practitioners, witches, conjuring spirits, priestesses, and the like. I believe in black girl magic and all other types of magic that make people shine. I believe in the magic that lies between you and I that will heal our communities and heal our society. I believe in magic that tears down prison walls, builds bridges between estranged people, and the magic that uses love as fuel and a guide for more odds to be experienced. I believe in the magic that will heal the world. Amen. Ashe, blessed be.
All right, so many UU congregations hold a burning bowl ritual as a New Year's ritual. And here at Oddfellows, no candles, no open flames. And from such restrictions, an opportunity to be creative. So today we're transforming the burning bowl metaphor to one of cleansing water. We will write on a special piece of paper words representing what we want to ritually dispel. This paper that you've been issued, it dissolves in water. Now, we often have behaviors, thoughts, or even people in our lives who are not helping us to become our higher selves. And we recognize that changes do not happen instantly, do not poof in a magic puff of smoke or a wave of a water wand. Instead, they phase out, they fade out, they dissolve, they are washed away. Like this special piece of dissolving paper, maybe with a little patience, with a little friction, like when we wash our hands, with a little friction. So I now invite you into a period of quietude. Sitting up straight in your chair, closing your eyes, if you feel comfortable doing so, and inhaling slowly through your nose to a count of 4. Filling your lungs completely, then slowly exhaling through the mouth. Focusing on getting all the oxygen out of your lungs. Let's do 3 more rounds. Inhaling slowly through the nose, and then exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling slowly through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling slowly through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling slowly through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Keeping your eyes closed, allow your breath to return to normal. As your mind enters into this sacred time, start asking yourself what no longer serves you. Which parts of your life, what things, ideas, people, ways of living have become obstacles to your becoming the person you want to be? What's holding you back? What's getting in the way of you living as fully as you'd like to? Pay close attention to the first thing that comes to mind. Let's rest in this quiet moment of reflection, from which, as Rumi says, words are born of silence and whispers of the heart arise. So as the music begins to play, we'll invite you forward, form a line, and put your paper into the water bowl. There's a magic wand to help dissolve what no longer serves you. And as we process up front to dissolve our papers in water, Vera plays Tambora Variations by Aguado. Well, speaking for myself, that was a lot of fun. And because I found that fun, I think they put me in charge of asking for money. So January is named for Janus, the two-faced Roman god that looks both backward and forward. And for 9.5 years, UUCC has endeavored to repair where we can what we can. We've supported many coastside nonprofits, We've assisted 4 other congregations when they found themselves in sudden fellowship mode. To date, we've fostered 4 students from the Star King School for the Ministry, and we've represented Unitarian Universalism in advocating for affordable housing, most visibly advocating for senior farm worker housing at 555 Kelly. And we enter this new year with this acute awareness that much more needs to be done to repair the world, to repair the fraying relationships of the world, to weave more caring and peace and interconnectedness into the coast-side, into our world, and beyond. And so for now, a little magic.
That was gorgeous, Vera. I think we have magic every time our musicians, Diedrich and Vera and Kai play. And so now it's time to extinguish the chalice. And this is by L.R. Knox, and it's The Broken World Awaits. And the words are in your order of service, so if you could please join me as we extinguish the chalice. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, but all things can be mended, not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you.
When the Spirit says do. You got to do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you got to do, oh Lord. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta sing. You gotta. Oh, sorry. Spirit says do. Spirit says do. Spirit says do. Spirit says do. Says do. You gotta sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing, oh Lord. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. 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 You gotta clap. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. When the Spirit says clap, you gotta clap, oh Lord. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. 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 You gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. Don't stop clapping. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do, oh Lord. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. 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 Spirit says do.
That is one of my favorite songs. So let's have some closing words. Rabbi and Jewish theologian Abraham Joshua Heschel once said that our goal should be to live life in radical amazement. Get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. To be spiritual is to be amazed. So let us take these words into the days ahead. Let's live a life with the spirit of amazement. Let every tender green spire emerging from the soil fill us with sacred wonder. Remind us that life, my life, your life, is magical and mysterious. May we live our life in radical amazement this season and always.
So UU's our grateful, thankful bunch, and so we'd like to thank everybody attending the service this morning and also on Zoom. And our deep gratitude to Ronnie, who guided us in constructing this great service today and reminding us that living our lives with amazement and awe is the balm that this broken world needs. Gratitude also to our wonderful co-worship associates Bill and Noreen. Special thanks to Diedrich and Vera for such lovely music, and to Tom for leading us in song and for guiding us so wisely in the sermon sharing. Thanks also to our production coordinators, Bill Hevlin, Noreen Cooper Hevlin, and Tom Devine. A special thanks to Bruce Raffnell for making sure that our viewers from home can enjoy Ronnie's wonderful service today. So today's service has concluded, but not our commitment to make the Unitarian Universalist Coastside community a resource for repairing ourselves and the world. And I like to say hopeful new year to everybody, and keep all this goodness in your heart. Have a great week.